I needed to see you.
Let me guess, you had a run-in with the Vickmeister.
Good guess.
So, what did he do this time?
Let's not talk about it, okay?
Wait a minute, I thought you called me over here because you wanted to see me.
Yes, but not because of Victor. I've been doing a lot of thinking since we last spoke. Remember what we talked about?
You're coming to work for me at Jabot.
My children have their own lives. They certainly don't need me. God knows what's going on in my so-called husband's mind these days. It's time for me to take a fresh look at my life.
And the idea of a job at Jabot suddenly interests you.
The timing is certainly right. But I have one question.
Okay, shoot.
Were you serious? Do you really think that could happen?
That's how I want to remember you. Looking just like that.
Like what?
Beautiful, smiling, happy.
Take a picture to last longer.
Seriously, Ash, I need to look at a friendly face right now.
You came all the way over here just for that? Where have you been?
With Victor.
Ah, well, that explains it.
You know, I've met a lot of double-dealing bastards in my day, but that guy is the all-time champ.
I can't believe the two of you are even speaking.
I had good reason for seeing him.
Okay, I can't imagine what it would be. But if you're here looking for sympathy, you've come to the wrong place because I'm not into bashing Victor, particularly behind his back. So, if your nose is out of joint, I suspect you probably asked for it.
Well, gee, thanks for all the understanding and compassion, Ash. I'll be on my way.
Oh, wait a second. Brad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brad. Stay.
Everything okay?
Yeah, sure. It's fine.
How's your day going?
It's hectic. I had to run errands and go to the grocery store. There's practically nothing in the cupboards.
Yeah, I bet. But everything's okay, right?
Yeah. I had a visitor today.
Who?
Sharon Newman stopped by with lunch. She thought I could use the company.
That was sweet of her.
Yeah, I thought so. It really helps knowing that there are people out there that care. Especially you. And I know that you've been worried about me moving back home, and that's why I called.
What?
Well, I called to let you know that I'm all settled.
Good, good. Yeah, that's great.
Trisha, is there something wrong? You sound really distracted.
I know now, Nicholas. I mean, I am sure now.
What?
When Trisha hit Tony, it was no accident.
Oh, Sharon, not this again. Please, you gotta give this up.
No, just hear me out, okay?
Maybe it makes me very uncomfortable that you won't let this thing die.
Honey, I am not trying to create trouble. Honest. In fact, I've been trying to put my doubts about Tony's accident aside and move on, not get hung up. And I was doing fine until today.
What happened today?
I went to see Megan at her house.
Did she say something?
No, but as I was leaving her house, this neighborhood kid was riding his go-kart up and down the driveway. I couldn't believe how loud it was and how the sound just carried up to the house.
What does a go-kart have to do with anything?
Well, think about it. The police ruled Tony's death an accident for several reasons. For one, they don't think there was enough time for Tricia to react when she saw Tony's headlight. That he came around the curb and up the driveway too fast. There was no way she could have hit him intentionally.
Okay, so wait a minute.
You get it now? Tricia comes out of that house, goes to her car, and at that point, she hears Tony's motorcycle coming up the street. I know that bike. It is so loud. If he was coming up as fast as they say he was, there was no way she couldn't have heard it.
So when she put the car in reverse and backed up?
She knew Tony was coming.
You're a very lucky young man, Mr. Abbott.
Don't I know?
It's amazing, the way the body protects itself from freezing.
Yeah, no kidding. I know more about hypothermia now than I've ever wanted to know.
And there's another way that you're fortunate.
How's that?
All the people who care about you. There wasn't a moment from the time you came in here that you were ever alone. There was someone always by your side. That's pretty great, don't you think?
Dr. Renee Johnson, please call extension 2376.
Billy. Billy, can you hear me? Come on. Billy, please say something, okay?
Hey, Mac. How's it going?
Oh my gosh. You're awake. You're awake finally.
Great day, isn't it? Billy's coming home from the hospital.
Distracted? No, I'm fine. Are you still hurt that I left your house? Well, as long as you're okay, that's all that matters. You haven't been arguing with Ryan about it, have you? No, of course not. Well, listen, I don't mean to be hammering this issue, but I think that now that I'm gone and you two have your privacy back, you should talk to him and tell him how you really feel. I'm sure you guys can work out your problems.
Meg, I don't even know if there is a problem. I mean, just because it wasn't all fireworks one time doesn't mean it's the end of the world.
Well, look, I just hope you realize that you can talk to your husband. Ryan is a great guy. If you just dive in and you're not embarrassed, before you know it, you guys...
I just remembered I have an appointment, okay? I'll talk to you later.
Sure, Trish. Later.
So tell me, Jack, was that just idle talk, or do you really think there's a place for me at Chabot?
Well, there might be a few hurdles.
Uh-huh. Such as...
But you know what? Let's not get bogged down with all the details. Let's remain optimistic.
Nevertheless, you do know my experience. If I were to give you a resume, it would be a blank page. Unless, of course, you consider stripping a job qualification.
You'd be surprised.
Seriously. I mean, what could I do there?
Honey, there are a lot of things.
Name one.
I've said it before. I think you have a great sense of style, a terrific flair for fashion.
Jack, it's easy to be stylish on an unlimited budget.
No. Taste and money have nothing to do with each other. In fact, they are all too rarely found together. Now, think how many magazines there are out there telling women how to dress, how to wear their hair, how to present themselves. Rich or poor, they want advice from experts.
And you think I'm an expert?
I think you have flair. I think you have talent. I think you are perfect for the job.
Yeah, but what's the job? What would I be doing? You have professional models. You have makeup artists,
I didn't think you were going to do anything hands-on with the
Well,
models.
what?
No.
What are you talking about?
I thought of you in a consultant position. You would create the concepts other people are paid to execute.
Go on.
Look, we do hundreds of ads, dozens of television commercials. You'd be part of the creative team that makes design, fashion decisions. What the women wear, what the models do with their hair, how their clothes coordinate with their makeup, you know.
You really think I could do that?
Honey, I think you're a natural.
You're not just saying this to flatter me?
I don't make concessions when it comes to Chabot. I want only the best creative people available. I happen to think you're right for this job. In fact, sweetheart, I think you were born to it.
Yeah, Raul, that's great.
Hey, you all right? You seem a little spaced.
I was just daydreaming. Hi, guys.
Just exactly what I needed.
So, I hear Billy's being released.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what we heard.
Well, are you going to go to the hospital?
No, actually, we're gonna go visit him in his dad's house.
Oh. Well, fine. Good for you.
I better go.
Wait. Hang on a second. Look, I've been wanting to say something to you. And if I don't do it now, well, I'm probably gonna chicken out.
Dr. Lance Miller, please call extension 2532. Dr. Lance Miller, please call...
Am I late?
No, I arrived early. Listen, I've taken care of Billy's paperwork. He's getting dressed, which gives us an opportunity to talk.
Is something wrong?
You realize what an irresponsible thing Billy did.
Well, of course I realize that.
And what's worse is he lied about it.
John, I know all that. Do we have to discuss it now?
You know, the longer we put it off, the more difficult
John,
it's going
we
to be.
will do it. I promise. I promise.
Dr. Kenneth Collins, please report to radiology. Collins, please report to radiology.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey,
Well, son, looks like you're raring to go.
since dawn.
How are you feeling?
Terrific.
Are you sure there's nothing we need to run by the doctors? Any lingering symptoms?
No, Mom, it's okay. I'm just a little tired. To tell you the truth, I'm looking forward to getting home, going back to school.
Well, I don't think you should do that. I think you take a few days off. Let's not rush things.
These papers have all been signed, Mr. Abbott, so you're free to leave.
Hallelujah.
Let me get you a wheelchair first.
That's all right. I don't need one.
It's hospital policy. I'll be right back.
Dad, Mom, thanks for hanging in there with me. And, I'm sorry I caused all this trouble for everyone. So let's split this joint. What do you say, huh?
Thank you for fitting me in on such short notice.
What seems to be the problem, Tricia?
I want a checkup.
A checkup?
Yes, an exam.
But it's been such a short time since your last physical, and everything was fine then.
I know, but I get this feeling that something isn't quite right.
What symptoms are you having?
It's not like that. I mean, it's just...
Tricia, you're going to need to be more specific before I can help you. Is it a problem of a sexual nature?
I think so. It's kind of hard to explain it. But I really need to find out what's wrong with me.
Oh, home sweet home.
Oh, honey, there was a time there. Your Father and I weren't sure that you would ever be walking through that door again.
Come on, Mom. You're not gonna start crying again on me, are you?
Well, if you ask me, Billy, she's entitled. This was a pretty terrible experience for all of us.
I know, Dad. I know, and like I said, I'm really sorry.
Do you know how precious you are to us? We don't know what we would do if anything happened to you.
Mama, no more ifs, okay? I'm fine. I'm gonna stay that way.
There you are, young man.
Hey, Mamie.
Oh.
Did you miss me?
Of course I did. I hope you know you scared us all half to death.
I scared myself a little bit, too.
Just so glad that all of our prayers were answered. Welcome home, honey.
Thanks.
Billy, if you don't mind, son, your mother and I are going to have to go back to the office for a while.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. I'll be fine.
All right. Just rest and we'll see you later, okay?
All right.
I love you.
You too. Bye.
So, what can I get you to eat?
How did you know I was hungry?
And when have you not been hungry? So what will it be?
I don't know. Surprise me. Anything will be a treat after that hospital food.
All right. One surprise coming up.
Chance residence?
Hey, Esther, how's it going?
Billy, are you back home?
Yeah, I just got back.
Oh, I am so glad to hear that. We were all worried sick.
So I've heard. Anyway, is Mac there?
No, Billy, she's at school.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. I've kind of lost track of time these past couple days.
Can I give her a message?
No. No, that's all right. I'll just call back. All right, thanks, Esther.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, now that Billy's coming home, I have been thinking a lot about stuff.
Yeah, that was a close call, huh?
That's too close. It made me realize something, Mac.
What?
Almost losing somebody you really care about kind of makes you face the fact that if you really, really want something, you gotta just go for it. Because you may never get a second chance.
You're getting kind of deep on me, Raul. What is it you're trying to tell me?
Oh, man, this is tough. This is a lot tougher than I thought it was gonna be.
Come on, I thought we could talk to each other about anything.
That's true. Sometimes you and I are in tune so much, it's scary.
That's no newsflash.
Never said this to anybody before, Mac. Because I've never felt this way before. Never even come close. The truth is, I can't even begin to imagine my life without you.
You're a very special friend to me, too, Raul.
I'm talking about more than just friendship, Mackenzie.
Listen, I gotta go. I need to get to class. Can we talk about this
Look,
later?
if I don't say this now, I may never get up the nerve again. I want you to know, if you haven't already guessed, I'm in love with you, Mac. In fact, I love you so much, it hurts.
I gotta go.
The Young and the Restless will continue.
going to lecture me for how stupid I was to go
lectures.
see him?
No lectures, not one.
Good, particularly since you don't know why I went to see him.
That's true. You said it was a good reason.
Well, I thought so.
Well, here I am. Tell me all about it.
There was a clause in my employment contract. Fairly standard one that I didn't pay much attention to at the time I signed. Later, when I was in the mood to quit, it came back and bit me in the rear end.
Well, what was it?
A non-compete clause. One which wouldn't have been operative had I been fired, but since I decided to walk...
Oh, right. So you're prevented from working anywhere that competes with Newman Enterprises.
And when you take every subsidiary into account, you're talking about everything from burger flipping to brain surgery. Newman's got me by the short
Yeah,
hairs.
but those clauses can be fought.
Yeah, Ash, I realize that, but who wants to get into a legal battle with Newman? He's got the resources to drag the thing out forever. So, I thought I would go to him with a compromise. An offer I thought would be good for both of us.
And he turned you down flat.
Turned me down flat. Not because the offer wasn't a good one, but because the SOB is out for revenge. Now tell me, how am I supposed to fight something like that?
Okay, what you say might make sense except for one thing. Don't you think the police would have taken that into consideration? They're supposed to be experts on this kind of thing.
Well, maybe they didn't know how loud Tony's bike was. And the thing probably never ran again, so they couldn't test it.
Well, I'm sure they knew the type.
Why? Why are you sure? I'm telling you that when Tricia walked out of that house...
Look, I know this has been hard on you. You loved Tony. And dealing with his death has not been easy. Now, I'm not going to deny Tricia has pulled some crazy stunts. But no matter how much you dislike the guy, think about what you're saying. You're saying she purposely killed the guy.
Maybe she didn't mean to. Maybe she was just trying to put a stop to the wedding.
You don't honestly believe that, do you?
Nick, I didn't want to. At first. That's what stopped me from going to the police. I mean, I didn't even want to think about this. I just wanted to remember Tony as the sweet, wonderful guy that he was and move on. Never think about Tricia McNeil again.
Then try and do that. Because, baby, it's killing me seeing you being eaten up alive by this. You have got to let this go. Please, just let it go.
Hello.
Megan Biscardi.
Who's calling, please?
It's Detective Joe Lucero, Genoa City PD.
Yes?
Ma'am, look, I'm sorry to bother you, but I wanted to let you know that the case regarding your husband's death has been closed. It's been ruled an accident.
I see.
Ma'am, I hope you realize that our investigation was thorough.
Well, of course, that's what I expected.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Why wouldn't I?
Sharon Newman stopped by my office. She had some questions regarding our investigation.
Sharon did?
I think I put her concerns to rest. Look, it's not surprising. A death like your husband's, sudden, unexpected. Not easy for people to accept.
Well, I appreciate your call, Detective, and I am satisfied with the conclusion. Tony's death was an accident. I mean, there is nothing else it could be. Is there?
No, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Well, there's no sign of a problem. You're a healthy young woman.
Couldn't you have missed something?
Tricia, there's only so much I can look for in a physical examination. I need to know more of what you're feeling.
It's more a matter of what I'm not feeling.
It's a start. Tell me more. Have you and your husband resumed relations?
Yes, we're having sex again. It's just...
What? You're not enjoying it? Are you experiencing any pain?
No, it's not like that.
But you're not aroused.
Dr. Thompson, I love my husband. And our sex life has been very active. It's been wonderful for me. But now it's just...
Something's missing.
Everything's missing. I've tried. I've really tried. And I want it to be good, but it just...
Tricia, calm down. I know that you're trying, but trying doesn't always help. In fact, trying can sometimes get in the way.
I don't know what you mean.
After losing a baby, a woman can become fearful of going through all that again. She begins to fear sex. She fears getting pregnant. She doesn't respond to sexual stimulus. She feels inadequate, so she tries harder. And that can prevent her from having a relaxed, enjoyable experience. It becomes a vicious cycle.
So you're saying that this is a mental thing, that there's something wrong with my mind?
Tricia, are you listening to me? I have not said that there's anything wrong. You experienced a trauma. You lost your child. Now, in many cases, the after effects don't linger this long, but sometimes they do. It's not all that unusual.
So you think this could be from the miscarriage?
It could be, yes.
Okay, so maybe I just need, maybe I need a little more time. Maybe in a month or so that this will pass.
Possibly. Is there something else?
I was just wondering, these after effects, could they be causing other feelings?
Such as?
Just, I don't know, strange feelings, weird impulses.
Impulses of a sexual nature?
I think so, I'm not sure.
But not for your husband.
Well, it seems to me your only option is to fight.
Take him to court.
Well, I know it's not pleasant, but if your career's on the line, I think it's
Ash,
worth the
I
risk.
threatened him with a lawsuit. He didn't even blink.
Yeah, but if you won, Brad...
That's the point. Even if I do win, Victor has vowed to use all of his clout, all of his influence to blackball me. Wherever I go, he'd put out the word, do a number on me, attack my character, claim that I am treacherous. How's that for the pot calling the kettle black?
You two really got into it, didn't you?
Yeah, with the mustache holding all the cards.
So what are your options now?
I have my company in Italy. I have other opportunities overseas, but that isn't the point. The point is that I will not let the bastard force me out of the country. I will not give him that satisfaction. No way.
Unless...
What?
There is another possibility that could actually solve all your problems.
Well, I can't deny it sounds terribly exciting.
To tell you the truth, I'm getting a little jazzed about it myself.
I love clothes and accessories and jewelry. That's all part of it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to buy all the fashion magazines I can and study them.
Okay, you study all you want. You remember one thing, though. We're looking to you for originality. You're not a follower, you're an innovator.
I am really getting excited about this.
Good, I love your enthusiasm.
But before we get carried away, there's something we should discuss.
Okay, what's that?
Well, those hurdles that you mentioned. First of all, there's my daughter. I mean, I would be working for her competitor.
Honey, you have every bit as much right to a career as your daughter does.
Yeah, well, what about the rest of your family?
Well, if you're talking about my dad, I'm sure he'd go along with it. In fact, I think he'd be the first to welcome you.
No, I wasn't worried about your father.
Who then?
Your sister. And Jill? How do you think they'll feel about this?
It's possible, though, isn't it? I mean, if these after effects that you mentioned are keeping me from wanting my husband, couldn't they also affect the way I feel about other people?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
There's one other thing. My sister thinks that my problem with Ryan could be linked to the accident that happened.
I read about it in the paper. Your sister's husband was killed.
Yeah, Meg's taken it hard, but I have tried to be there for her.
It's been difficult for you, too. I read that you were driving the car. Certainly that would affect all aspects of your emotional life.
Some people don't think it was an accident.
Now, why on earth would anybody say that?
People are upset and they're looking for someone to blame, I guess. But it's crazy. I mean, Tony was coming around that corner so fast, I didn't see him. I never saw him.
Patricia, I'm not disputing anything that you're saying, but we are beyond the field of my expertise. Now, I've spoken to your husband and given him the name.
No, you know, Dr. Thompson, that is enough. Thank you. You've been very helpful. Now, my husband and I will work this out. I'm sure it's like you said, it's the miscarriage. We need a little more time. This is all confidential, right? And you won't be talking to my husband.
Tricia, I wish
Thank
you'd
you.
see that there's another way.
Hope you weren't resting or anything.
Oh, heck no. I've had enough rest to last me for years.
I had to come the minute I heard you were out of the hospital. How do you feel?
Oh, not bad, considering.
You have no idea how terrified I was when I thought that you might die.
Well, I'm immortal, didn't you know that?
And seriously, you probably don't know this, but I came to see you at Memorial when you were still out of it.
Yeah, that whole thing is a complete blank.
When I heard you were okay, I was so relieved. You know, I would have come by more, but I knew that you'd be with your family and everything.
Hey, don't sweat it, okay? Now, you're here now. I'm back among the living. Everything's cool.
Have you seen Ralph?
No, not yet. I've talked to him, though.
And Mac? What?
It's nothing. Yeah, I've seen her just briefly, though.
Oh. Okay.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Sorry, I just can't help remembering what you looked like, lying out there in the freezing cold. But now you're home, as good as new. It's like a miracle.
Yeah, well, I told you. I'm gonna live forever.
You have no idea what a nightmare it was. I mean, everything was so messed up. You didn't have any pulse. We thought you were dead. Well, how much do you remember?
Well, not much. I remember going there with you, and we were drinking a lot. Well, at least I was, anyway.
Yeah, it was crazy. Everyone was getting wasted. And I was off talking to Rihanna, and I couldn't find you.
Well, I was probably already passed out by then.
I looked all over the place before I realized you were outside. And then I saw you lying there, not moving. I feel so guilty. I didn't know what to do. I just fell apart.
Well, how long was I out there?
I don't know, but it was bitterly cold that night.
I must have been out there a long time to be in that bad a shape. I mean, where were you?
I told you I was with Rihanna. I thought you were still in the house, and then I found out you were missing, and I didn't know... I started looking all over for you, and then I didn't know what to do.
It's okay. All right, I've made it.
It means so much to me, Billy. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't recovered.
Okay, you have a way out of this mess. Let's hear it.
We've talked about it before, actually.
Refresh my memory.
Well, why don't you come to work at Chabot?
Ash, what about brash and sassy? You can't get more competitive than that, can you?
There's ways around it.
What ways, unless your boat goes into another business?
We could hire you as a consultant, freelance. No permanent connection to the company, not even pulling in a regular paycheck. We'll just pay you in consulting fees. Doesn't that fall outside Victor's clause?
He'd sue me immediately.
Well, maybe he would, and maybe he wouldn't, because he wouldn't think it was worth his time, money, and effort.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to spend my life dancing to Victor's music.
So, you think my plan might work?
It can't.
Why not?
Your brother, that's why not. He wouldn't let me back in his company under any circumstances.
I'm not so sure.
What? You know something I don't know?
Well, let's just say that Jack and I have been communicating amazingly well lately. I might be able to bring him around.
You really think so?
Why the hell not? It's worth a shot, isn't it?
Okay. All right, go for it, Ash. What have I got to lose?
Hey, suppose you let me worry about Ashley and Joe.
Would probably be the end of my relationship with Victoria, such as it is.
Don't be so sure. You're not developing strategies to bring down Brash and Sassy. You're not creating product. You're part of the advertising team.
Still, I would be working for her competitor, the enemy.
It's the American dream.
I suppose. I've spent years doing what everybody else wants me to do. I guess I should start thinking about myself for a change.
Atta girl.
Which still leaves the situation with Jill.
The fact is, I already ran this by Jill.
Oh, God, I can only imagine her reaction.
Believe me, she's already used to working with people who don't care for her.
What did she say?
No surprises. She wonders whether Ashley will ever buy it.
So do I.
Well, let's not get all negative, okay? I anticipated this.
And?
For some reason or other, Ashley is in a terrific mood these days. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy sell, but let's not forget one thing.
What's that?
The persuasive powers of old Smiling Jack. I'm a hell of a salesman.
Hey, Mamie let us in the back door.
Hey, Ralph, Mac, how you guys doing?
Good, man. You look fantastic. Thanks for almost giving me a coronary.
Yeah, well, you know me, never a dull moment.
Billy, I gotta run. Okay, I'll call you tonight.
Okay.
Hey, I was surprised I let you off so soon.
Well, couldn't be soon enough for me.
What a trip, huh? Mac being there when you woke up. I wish I could have been there for that.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna grab a soda. You guys want one?
No, I'll get them.
I'll help you.
I can handle it. You stay with Billy.
What?
I don't know, Mac. All right, but you and I, we need to have a talk.
Baby, nothing is going to bring Tony back. So what good does it do for us to dwell on this? Look, I haven't told you this yet, but I've got this site lined up in Milwaukee for our second coffee house. I was hoping the two of us could go up there and check it out.
Milwaukee?
Yeah. Baby, I really want to get moving on this expansion thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think it's best if we focus on the future, not the past.
I wish I could do that, Nick. I really do. But something inside me just won't let this go. Whenever I think about Tony, I want justice for him. I want justice for Megan. And I don't think that somebody who's done something like this should just be living free.
Tony didn't want Megan to know what Trisha did. He was trying to protect her.
I realize that. That's why I never said anything to Megan in the first place. I didn't want to hurt her. But is that reason enough to let Trisha get away with what she did? To let her get away with murder?
Wednesday, a routine traffic stop. A racist cop.
Ben, what happened?
Now, when that same cop needs a doctor.
I want somebody else.
Tensions in the ER explode.
Black, white, Korean, I don't care who you are. Everybody, shut your mouths!
See why viewers everywhere are raving about City of Angels, all new CBS Wednesday.